Ezitambula tugeze weewole emmotoka ne bweba agenda ku verifying atya banka oyina permanent address oyine waka osulanga wankalakalira wawo
sinnafunawo
ekyokubiri bank statement yo wakabeera ne bank account kumala bbanga ki
myaka nga 7 kati
myaka nga 7 bw'obala total transactions ezizoweza akawumbi
nga nkajjawa
kakati gwe lwaki omuntu akwesige akuterese emmotoka ya miliyoni 600 oba miliyoni 2
anti bwe nkirabanga munnange gwe neekana nayo bagwensinga obukulu akikola lwaki nze mba sisobola kikola
anti si bwe kiri kakati ziri private companies kuba government si yezigaba private companies clearing agent sirika osooka oyige basooka ne baasesinga risk any private company assesses the risk kakati kankubuuze kiweewa oyinza okuddayo ekyotera omuvubuka n'agamba kiweewa nsobola okuzimbira ennyumba oyinza okumala gagimuwa osooka mubuuza ki
omala kutegeera ku bye yali azimbidde byakoze ebbanga
makati gwe bakuwa emmotoka nga bwe wali okoze emmotoka ki mu transport basooke bagikuwe
anti kakati tewali insurance companies insurance zigira comprehensive weziri ekyo kyekikolebwa e Kenya
weewa okola ensobi emu buuza oyige insurance yakuyamba kubafaringa riski kakati kyekyo lwaki mupakuko oli n'agamba kakati nze nalabye mu America ng'ennyonyi bw'eba ekulesse bakuwaamu endala naye bo bali balina ennyonyi mmeka mpitirivu kakati toyinza kweteeka ku ikonomi ya Kenya naye ffe naye slowly we shall grow kyova olaba njagala nnyo managing expectations kyekyo lwaki walonze omulundi gumu olulala n'oganyiza n'obutabiddamu because you're not managing your expectations kakati kiweewo kyali clearing agent mu bwangu ogwo oyagala kudduka weewole emmotoka in fact gwe baakutaasa soko concentrating ku mulimu gwo ogw'okubeera clearing agent ogwo expanding to create wealth you have to do one thing concentrate kuba obadde toyina singa ogambye nti bwe nabalaga mbadde ne cash flow nga nakola company ya transport ngabwe koyagala okuyigira oba oyigira transport bwabeera tandika ne boda oba tandika ne taxi gy'osobola oba tandika n'emmotoka gy'osobola bo balabe nti golaga cash flow nti owaaye nti emmotoka eno gye nagula miliyoni 24 bw'esomba ebikuta wano ku kyalo oba yeesomba kasasiro mbusiya endeetera buli mwezi miliyoni 6 nabo bwe banaatandika okulaba nga miliyoni 6 zitambulira ku akawunti yo nga bagamba ddala be bajja n'okukubira mu bbanka nti owaaye kiweewa tie tusobola okuwa emmotoka ya miliyoni 2 naye gwe oyagala gavumenti ennyambe eyo gavumenti tegenda kujja bwana kiweewa era nze so akulimba nti ngenda kubeera ngaawo ng'ambawo emmotoka nga musiibulayo bwewuzi mutya ez'emabanja wawebale
naye ompitangako
kale nja kuyita kiweewa ayagala omuyita annyonnyolwe bannange KBS media lwaki onyiigira kiweewa KBS media kiweewa tomunyiigira. That is the level of patience as leaders we must exercise. Bugalole.
Nedda mulungi mwakutanja Nsonga muwe obudde alabika anoonya location.
Akasooka agifune nze naamugjawa ndabya abakambwe bangi awo. John Bosco asinzidde wa.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam. Ruto ogamba ki?
Je ndi honorable.
Omuwulidde KBS.
Badde muwulidde KBS abadde busy kyekali mu kuvuga.
Kiweewa omuwulidde obadde ogamba kise?
Mukulu Kiweewa njagala gye mu office. Njogere naye kubanga neighbor wange wano ku office ebusiya.
Obwedda ayogera nga naawe olyawo.
Anti nze saagala bya bulimba.
Esebo.
Let him come, we talk and tell him what to do.
Amukomyewo Kiweewa komawo neighbor Wuuno. Okomawo neweekwasa.
Kubanga I just a block away from my office.
Kiweewa yitawo. Kiweewa bakulina wano.
Ali off, I think.
Kiweewa komawo sebo.
Mr. Honorable. Omanyi twagala kugira we need to give people the right information.
Kiweewa kwoli ne Ruta Wuuno kwali mwembi muli bosiya.
Omusajja annyonnyole we nnimbye.
Pichi, let's start with the business wise.
Pichi yasene mmeka?
Pichi ya 155.
No, you are lying.
My friend.
Kiweewa kasita mwenna muli busiya mpola.
Alimbo yo.
Anti kati. Kiweewa obugunjufu bugamba olinda omu n'ayogera naawe nodda.
Kale nsirise honorable.
Pichi ya Kenya tesobola kubeera ku million 2. You know, we need to speak the truth. Fine, ziriwo nyingi mu town, but it is not at 2 million, as you were saying.
Lwaki ziri nyingi okusinga eze Uganda?
Ndindako Kiweewa ekitufuula ab'enjawulo. Feka ndindako Ruta ayogere Nsonga.
Please listen. Soko ulize Mr. Brian. Omanyi omuntu wakugamba nti bali bawangude kubanga there was something that was there. Even if you go and show your presence somewhere, it does not mean that you have failed. You have been there. You are learning something. Honorable has been teaching people something, but you also go and find out. You go and make research. Picha eno sawa zile ku sente meka. Byendi kwogera mbikakasa twaise na wiki emu tubadde twagala funa pichi. Mr. Brian, byendi kwogerako mbikakasa.
Ye pichi gye mwogerako kikaaki?
Bajaji, no more bajaji. So Mr. Brian, what mu bintu bya loan? Economy ya Kenya teringa ya Uganda. First put that aside. The other economy is so big. Exports ezafe zikuze. What Honorable was telling you is right. So when you come to tell people some things about us, don't put us down and you think the Kenyans are so up. We are improving, we are going there. And we are coming. The government is hard because there are some things that are not right, but we don't need to blame everything. We are part of that problem. And we need to streamline the things. If there are people are doing that business that way, we have not reached there, but we are going there. Before Mr. Kiweewa, he used to do a lot of imports coming in. But there was a time you're doing a lot of exports. And you proved me right, you are part of that business. In the clearing fraternity, we used to do very many imports. Right now, there are very many exports. You yourself, you're in an export office.
Wanji?
Honorable, wetugamba nti export, oyo mwami akola export. amutegeera nnyo n'okutusinga ffe tukola imports. If I'm speaking lies, let him prove it.
Chiwewa export.
Yes.
Kamubuuze Chiwewa oliwa export oba bakuwaayiriza. Chiwewa amwami muting oba abuze. Genda maaso.
So the economy is not right. We are trying to learn, but we don't need someone to demoralize others. I believe Mr. Chua is an agent who knows what is right and wrong. You bring in things and you take out things. The economy of Kenya allows their citizens to do that because that's the way they do their things. We don't have those companies that can assure us with such guarantees. But you can go and get a loan somewhere and they will give you a vehicle, Mr. Chiwewa. If you can pay for it. There are companies that give. But those are private companies. They are not government companies. Mr. Honorable, nze mbadde njagala just clearing out. Things are okay. Tusoma tuyiga.
Ruta olonderawa.
Yes, please. Nze nondera Tororo.
Oliwe Tororo.
Nze nondera Tororo. The other year, nalondera Kampala. But since I shifted back home, I changed to Tororo. Gwanga, I want my vote to count.
Oh, yes.
I need my vote to count. Gwanga, we vote the leaders who are with us. I wanted to go back and vote for you, but right now I am here and I want my vote to count from here.
I know.
Things are not right, but we are going there. And I want you to be there because...
So, bwe tutuuke ebusiya tukunoonye.
Nze nina ne namba yo.
Neyanziza ssebo. So thank you very much.
I have you.
Both of you and Brian have been of good, you know. Ku mwenna tekuli mukyamu. Mwenna mwagala akulaba Uganda.
Twagala kukulaakulana ffenna ate twagala ffenna tubeeremu n'akasente. Mission kasente mu nsawo and helping others. We want to improve.
Kwegamba bwe tukola ekibiina tuteekeko akabonero ssente ttooke. Buli omu anoonya
ttooke. Buli muntu anoonya ttooke. We need to survive.
Kwegamba akabonero k'ekibiina tuteekeko ekizike ekinene nga kiri okwo tugaye buli omu anoonya kizike. Engeri gy'olukubawo mindset
people will think we are looking for money, but we want people to learn and improve themselves.
You're not looking for money. Of course, they would not gazette a chizike because it's one of the national animals. But I'm trying to send you like you said, and that's what everyone looks for in the world.
No. We all want to be right. We all go into these classes, your classes, because we want to be right. We want to do right things.
All right. Allow me to mute you and ask Bosco to make his contribution. John Bosco.
Honorable Nkubuzizako sebo.
Osinzidewa.
Nze nva Isinjiro Mbarara.
Isinjiro ni mugamba ki?
Isinjiro twine kabi tulikiria.
Mulikiria murije?
Turije. Honorable njagala kutegeera. Oli serious oyagala kuja oba just
gwoyagala ki?
Nze njagala ozije. Nze nkwagala ng'omuntu kubanga tukulaba
mu Uganda oyagala ki?
Twagala ozije.
Noyenda nkole ntya?
Ozije.
Ayogera mu Lunyankole yiwe.
Nitwendo yije.
Noyenda nyije.
Nitwenda obe president wihangere but twagala ekintu kimuhonarebe kisinga okuturuma fenga abana Uganda.
Naye gwe Isinjiro obeerayo oyinza okuba oyogerera Dubai.
nedda isingiro njagala komawo Uganda December
anti owulira aha
ekitwagala ffe ng'abana Uganda ekitwagala omukulembeze wetwagala kati ekisooka twagala paramenti eyo ba MP mukendeere ekyokusatu ba minisita abantu baavu lwasonga MPs ministers abatalina kati paramenti MP bitano meka kati ezo sente zonna mukendeeze ba MP abantu emisoro ekendeere Uganda enyume ekisinga okunyigiriza abana Uganda emisoro
n'omuzungu azze Wuuno kiwedde ensonga ozimaze. Hi, how are you?
Sir, I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just in a class of political mentorship. How are you? How were the elections in the US?
Oh, they're done. They're done. We're done being a world spectacle for a little while.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere in the world, everyone was focused on the election. Anyway,
Yeah.
because your country controls the global media anyway.
You know what's interesting? I was in Vietnam. I don't know if you know or not. I was in Vietnam last month.
Yeah.
And I was with somebody in Vietnam, and she was saying to me, she is a tour guide really in Vietnam, and she was expressing her interest in our elections. And I was really surprised at who she was hoping would win. And it was not who I thought people were hoping would win. She was really he was hoping for a Trump win. And I thought everybody hated Donald Trump. And she was telling me that it was interesting. It was crazy to me. So, but it's behind us now. It's over. It's over. We're done being a spectacle. How are you today, sir?
I know your candidate won.
What's that?
I know your candidate did win in that election.
Oh, I was taught at a very young age. Never talk politics or religion.
I don't know. Unfortunately, it's something we are talking about because I'm talking to my constituents over here and my people in Uganda. But I listen. I don't want.
When are you running for president over there?
You want me to run?
I mean, I don't really have any skin in the game with Uganda, but it seems like you're an absolute shoo-in. It seems like you're a shoo-in. Like people want you.
You want
What's that?
What would you wish for? I know you're not a voter, but what would you wish for?
Muhammad, I have said for some time now that your country, okay. I'm going to lead it with this, that I consider you a friend of mine. Okay. I've got no skin in the game with Ugandan politics. I just know you as a person. And I have said for some time now that the Ugandan population is fortunate, blessed to have you in their government. So if I were to say something, I would say that, yeah, the world needs more people like you.
All right.
How's that?
Thank you very much. I'm humbled by your comment, and I mean, it's your opinion. Who am I to say no? And I believe globally, if we came together, we can do a lot through globalization, mainly in healthcare, disease control, investment, transboundary technology, innovation and research. These are things that can bring the globe together. Global security, respect for human rights, improvement in education. I believe there is a lot we can share globally by learning from one another. Cultural exchanges, etc. Probably when you visit Africa and you visit that other side of the globe, there is a lot. There is a lot. we can all come to learn from one another, the diversity in our cultures, beliefs, but there are things that unite us, you know? Like if COVID did not show anyone that the whole world could go on its knees just because of a scan, what else should show that? And of course, different situations and circumstances breed leaders, and definitely it's one of those. But look at how technology is bringing us together anyway. Innovation, technology, and when we talk about digitization, it's like how many people would have had the opportunity probably to listen to a gentleman like you who has been a living success story of someone that has beaten type 2 diabetes and is giving people encouragement that, listen, through diet and some medical precautions, people can beat type 2 diabetes. And even when Ugandans cannot access you, maybe physically, which was not there before, they can access you digitally. And they can come into your class and associate with other people, probably even create new synergies, new friends, open up new frontiers, and give themselves new challenges. But what would bring us together is this app that is called TikTok.
It's crazy.
That actually members of your political class have voted to ban. Crazy.
It's absolutely crazy to me that I can have a conversation with you. You're on the other side of the world right now.
Absolutely.
Are you still in Kenya or are you back in Uganda?
I'm in Kenya. Stacy Quest, how are you? I'm in Kenya now. I'm in Nairobi at the moment.
Stacy, meet Muhammad. Stacy is on my team here in the United States. Muhammad is, and I was talking to somebody. Muhammad asked you to translate because of my English.
Yeah.
And I guess so. If somebody can translate, what I'm suggesting is that I think this world needs more people like Muhammad. I think this world needs more people like you. I think you are an amazing leader. And of course, I'm saying that with no skin in the game. I'm not there. I don't see your policies. I don't live your policies. Okay. I just see the man that I see. And I see what I know is a guy who cares about his people. I know this for a fact. And you've expressed that to me privately. Look at that. He is the best leader. He is the best leader. Look at your people. They're backing up what I'm saying right now. They're backing up what I'm saying right now. Am I hearing Muhammad? Is there? Look at this. He's doing it too.
But they also understand you. They were actually joking about not understanding English. Like over 60% of our population can actually understand English. The literacy levels are getting higher, and basic literacy in our country is basically numeracy and English, the ability to speak English. That is at elementary, or what we call primary level of our education. But talking about, basically what you're talking about is how can we make our continents better? Not to see that our people just continue on the massive movement away from our countries to other countries looking for greener pastures. And for example, I would be very proud if one of the pharmaceutical manufacturers, like of the Atabuse and those, let's say I can talk about what, like multivitamins and etc., can come and do open up a pharmaceutical, not only research company in Africa, but also a production line. Listen, the whole world at the moment consumes more than $1.7 trillion in form of medical pharmaceuticals.
It is a huge number.
It is a huge, massive. Now, if we are to build a synergy with people like you that are in healthcare, what would I be planning for? Produce more chemists, biochemists, produce more pharmacists, people in medical research. I know medical research is extremely expensive, but let's start with the generic. Africa alone, both from aid and importation of drugs, imports drugs that are more than $300 billion every year, every financial year. So that is the whole Africa combined. But globally, it's insane. And listen, if we look at the indices to show us which countries produce the biggest number of pharmaceuticals, you look and get surprised. China, India, the Netherlands, France, Germany, they don't consume all these pharmaceuticals. And in the world of the generics, yes, there comes Smart America, because it has come to play the lead of the world. And anything that is not satisfied by the FDA, listen, even if the World Health Organization stamps on it and the FDA is not comfortable, I mean, it's not going to be sold anywhere, because the biggest market is the market of the United States of America.
And let me just tell you how we feel about the FDA.
I know you feel a lot about it. I want to, but in reality, it helps you, give you a global edge over others. It may have its own shortcomings, but it gives you a global edge over other players in the world. But what am I trying to say, Jim? This is what I feel for my continent. This is what I feel for my people. There must be something that we can easily do comparatively and cut an edge to improve our balance of trade. And what can we do easily? You can produce chemists. First, solve the problem of your own internally so that you import less of pharmaceuticals. During COVID, I didn't know, and this was true, Uganda used to import, sanitizer that is used for medical conditions. But when COVID struck, people improvised ways. Now Uganda is exporting sanitizer. Latex gloves, those gloves that are used for surgical purposes and, and in healthcare facilities. Now we have a production line, because necessity is the mother of all innovation. When everyone held back on what they had, we learned how to produce our own masks. We can produce gloves at the moment, and now we are exporting. We can produce, and this is what we are saying. If we can concentrate and stop relying